Let's face it, these are difficult times. Severe federal funding cuts to programs that help the most vulnerable, unjust deportations of our immigrant siblings, and legislation targeting our queer community. While others are turning away from protecting DEI, at EMO, we are practicing it, celebrating the diversity of our programs, clients, and staff. At EMO, we take a holistic approach to improving the lives of our communities. We meet the immediate needs of vulnerable individuals through direct service programs and seek real structural change through statewide public policy and advocacy work. So let's hear from our staff about how we carry out Love in Action.
EMO advocates for just policies for all Oregonians. Our current legislative priorities include welcoming and supporting immigrant and refugee Oregonians, sheltering the houseless, and advancing climate and environmental justice.
This last legislative session, working with great partners in a really difficult budget environment, EMO helped secure a 5-fold increase in base funding to house youth experiencing homelessness. And we created a program to prevent homelessness among families with infants and young children.
Thousands of Oregonians have immigration protection, housing, and more because of your support of this advocacy.
Drastic changes to U.S. immigration and refugee policy this year have deeply impacted Oregon's immigrant community. Our team at SOAR Legal is working tirelessly to meet the rising demand for immigration, legal representation, and educational services, even as the federal funding for these programs has been terminated. We are representing hundreds of vulnerable asylum seekers from countries such as Afghanistan, Cuba, Haiti, Ukraine, and Venezuela, helping protect them from deportation so they can pursue their asylum claims in safety. I'm not only a staff member at SOAR Legal, I'm also a client seeking asylum from the war in Ukraine.
Potentially offer a unique self-service shopping experience, allowing people to select their choice of fresh foods and vegetables, dairy, bread, meat, and more, with a high percentage of immigrant and refugee clients. We have a multilingual staff and translated us material into the most common language of us clients.
Lanzamos una nueva oportunidad de compra enfocada en la comunidad latina. Los esfuerzos de divulgación enfatizan que no se les pedirá identificación ni documentación a los clientes, creando un espacio seguro para satisfacer sus necesidades básicas. El personal y los voluntarios hablan español, permiten que la despensa atienda a la comunidad latina en su idioma principal.
Second Home connects volunteer host homes with unaccompanied high school students experiencing homelessness. With the assurance of stable housing and ongoing support, students can focus on completing their secondary education and planning their future goals.
Students in our program have over a 90% graduation rate. This year, 18 of our students graduated from high school. Support for our students comes from both the staff and folks in our community. Our program is a creative example of how our communities can respond to the issue of youth homelessness.
Since 1990, the HIV Day Center has provided a community that strives to address the basic needs of individuals living with HIV with respect, compassion, and safety. We are the longest serving HIV Day Center in the nation. We provide hot meals 5 days a week, and clients have access to a clothing closet, washer and dryer, computers, showers, and hygiene supplies, as well as a pool table, one of our clients' favorite activities, piano, TV, and books. But the most important aspect of the Day Center is building community with each other.
At Slavic Oregon Social Services, we support some of the bravest members of Slavic communities, survivors of domestic and sexualized violence. Violence can happen in any community, but for immigrants, it's often much harder to reach out to police or government agencies for help. We walk alongside survivors on their courageous journey to break the cycle and reclaim their freedom and happiness. We listen and help without judgment, and most importantly, we use survivor-led approach, which means survivors themselves decide what support they need. That's true empowerment. That's love in action.
Our dedicated team of staff and volunteers provide weekly delivery of 7 nutritious meals and a point of connection for individuals who are lower income, primarily homebound, and living with HIV throughout the 6-county Portland metro area. That's over 1,000 meals each month that go out from our kitchen into the community. Here's a fun bit of news. The kitchen at Luther Memorial Church is undergoing renovations to meet commercial kitchen specifications. One of the beneficiaries of these upgrades will be the Daily Bread Express.
Around the world, over 123 million people are forcibly displaced due to conflict, war, persecution, and other forms of the violence. The resettlement to a safe country is their best hope for building a future. Although the U.S. Refugee Resettlement Program has seen severe cuts in refugee arrival this year, SOAR is committed to welcoming refugees to Oregon as we have done for nearly 45 years. Many of our staff have been refugees themselves. Some of us were even resettled through SOAR, including myself. Our personal experience of adjusting to a new culture gives us invaluable resources and empathy for our clients.
At EMO, we believe that a safe and healthy environment is a fundamental human right. That's why we're taking climate action. We focused on climate safety and health at this year's Interfaith Earth Summit, held at 18 hubs across Oregon. Thanks to a grant, we purchased 3 electric vehicles and installed EV chargers at EMO's central office. And we are standing up to major polluters by coordinating the Stop Northwest Gas Expansion Coalition across the Northwest. However, climate change is already hurting our communities through heat waves, wildfires, smoke, and other impacts. In response, we're transforming faith communities as resilient hubs to prepare and respond during natural disasters.
Extreme temperatures pose real health threats, especially for people who are older, low income, or live alone. The Cooling Portland program addresses these threats by installing free portable AC units in the homes of vulnerable Portlanders. Last year, we installed 355 AC units. This is Love in Action.
Amor en acción.
Це любов у дії.
C'est l'amour en action.
Questo è amore in azione.
Amina Paamalke.
这就是爱的行动。
Это любовь в действии.
In mahabbat wa amalast.
မင်္ဂလာပါအချစ်မှာအသွမ်းနဲ့ပြန်ရှိပါတယ်လူသားအလုံးကျမ်းမာကြပါစေ
Do you know that last year EMO served the needs of more than 250,000 Oregonians? Well, how did we do it? With the financial support of donors and foundations, more than 1,600 volunteers who gave their time and talent, and of course our team of 92 dedicated staff. So how can you support Love in Action? Donate to financially sustain our programs, volunteer to assist the vulnerable in our communities, and advocate for legislation by spreading the word about the good work we do. We now invite you to join us. This is Love in Action.
This